Welcome to Mower Mike's Garage. We have got a special for you guys. We are going to change the drive belt on this John Deere Z225 zero-turn lawnmower with a 19.5 horse Briggs. And I tell you what, I have searched online and seen a lot of drive belt changes on these zero turns, and they all suck because they all take like 20 minutes. No, sir. Here, we have a need for speed. So, I've got my pit stop man here, Dr. Bob. He's on the Wonder Team, sponsored by Ricky Bobby himself. Flew in all the way from Talladega to help me change this sucker out. So, keep your cameras in single mode. We are not going to 1.5, even though we're going super fast. So, how are we going to get going? All right, first step, let's jack up the rear end of this sucker and pull the rear wheels off so we have easy access. All right, Bob, get it. Get it. All right. Get you some of that. This is straight NASCAR style. I can see for inspiration, we've got Juan Pablo Montoya, 42, and a Colombian flag, because those Colombians are fast as shit. So we're on top of it. Get you some, Bob. All right. And we've got the old Northern Tool impact wrench going at it. Probably got 100 foot-pounds of torque. All right, rip that sucker off. All right, we got a good view. All right, so next step, we're going to get underneath this deck plate real quick and unhook the belt. Stay with me. All right, gang. Well, we had to take a pit stop because the whole tractor almost fell on my face. So, word of caution, don't go too fast. Safety first. Make sure to put some wheel chocks underneath the front wheel and maybe some jack stands underneath the back because it is very dangerous on a zero turn. All right, so let's move on. So we've got the wheels off for easy access, and next we need to unhook the belts, take the tension off the belt. So Bob, pull the hood open on her. Look at that, John Deere yellow. Now there are two options. First, we need to unhook the deck belt. You'll notice here, you need to unhook the drive belt first. Drive belt's going to be the top one, which is held tension on with that spring here. So for some of you more bold folks, you can just unhook the spring if you're strong and got a good strong grip. But Bob and I, we're going to try to do it the right way per the manufacturer's directions. So Bob, pull the other hood up. It is awesome how easy access these suckers are. All right, so zooming down here, what you'll see right there is the tensioner arm, and there's a big square hole next to it. Now that is meant for the end of a 1/2-inch extension, and that way we can pull that to us, and it'll provide some slack, and we can unhook the belt from underneath one of these wheels. So Bob, go ahead and shove her in the hole there. You see, Bob is a very, very experienced mechanic. We were lucky to have him all the way from Alabama. All right, so you see that right there? Gives you a little bit of looseness, and just unhook it from one of these guys. Well, that's not a good idea, but we'll go underneath here. You'll see right there is the belt, so you can just unhook it. Now this is a 2-man or 2-lady job. Sorry about all the wiggle waggle. All right, give me some. There it is. And just, all right, pull her back. All right, so now the drive belt is loose. I can see we are total professionals here. All right, now you think with the drive belt loose, you can just go ahead and rip it off. No, sir. The way it's set up underneath is that we're going to have to loosen up the deck belt too, because she has to slide underneath the deck belt. Now, the deck belt is the one lower, and you'll see down there, there's a 3/8-inch hole right there. So go ahead and hit that sucker, Bob. All right. You want to pull that to the left so it'll put tension on that spring. And where I like to hit it right here, just real easy, over one of the spindles. All right, pull her back. Okay, so now we've got both belts loosened. So what an experience. So next we're going to go ahead and unhook them. First, I like to start from underneath the rear end, so we're going to jack her up a little higher and slide her off from underneath. So stay with me. All right, so your next step, before we can go any further, we have to unhook the electrical wire that goes to the PTO because that'll be in the way. Now, sometimes these things can be a bear to unhook. So what I like to do is go ahead and get a pair of pliers on her and just start ripping, baby. And there's a little nub right there. Let's see if we can actually do this without looking like an idiot, but that's probably not going to happen. There we go. All right, so we got that sucker unhooked. Now, next, let's move underneath the deck. And the next part, if you look underneath here, you'll see up here is that's the drive belt right there. But in order to get it off, we have to unhook the deck belt, and that's why we loosen that sucker up. All right, and to unhook the deck belt, you can see it's got this pain in the butt. It's got this little nub right here. It's a deck belt holder. And if you look deep underneath here, it's held on by a little 10mm bolt back there, which you have to loosen that up, and then you can pull this sucker back, just like so, or at least pull it up, and then you slide your deck belt off. Now, if we're lucky, I'll be able to just pull the drive belt all the way down over this fat sucker. There we go. Look at that. All right. So now we've got our deck belt and our drive belt loose. So now we'll be able to just pull that drive belt forward through, and we'll be able to pull it off underneath the motor. So you should be able to pull it back through here. Look at that. Come on. There we go. See, since we already loosened up back there, we got it loose. And then one more. Now we got Dr. Bob unhooking from the wheel. You got it. Bob has very thick fingers, so it makes this a challenge. He's used to be working on NASCARs that have more clearance than what we got here. Bob, do you need some lube? Bob, we're getting past, damn it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bob, do we need to call him for help? You got your headset on. Oh, buddy. He's turning red. Bob does blush occasionally. Look at that. Just. All right, he's got it. Look at that. All right. Now, this belt, as you can see, she is way worn out. So we're going to go ahead and replace it and with a brand new one. Stay with me. All right, Dr. Bob, we ready for install? Woo! All right, get you some. Get on down underneath that hood. All right, so we've got, well, it's the original belt. We ordered the wrong belt, so we're going to reinstall the old belt. We weren't supposed to tell anybody that. Dr. Bob, sorry. Anyways, down underneath. So the way we're going to start, you're going to shove that belt between those two rollers right there. Because what it's going to do, it's going to go back to the PTO that way. All right. So it's down through the rollers, and I'm going to sneak underneath on the back end over here and see if we can do this in one shot. How professional are we? Not very. This is actually turning into a much longer video than planned. As you see, Dr. Bob, keep shoving her. I don't have anything back here. Get her low. There it goes. There it goes. All right. See, I'm getting hold of her. And now you want to slide it inside the deck belt. The deck belt goes down below. All right. Forget about all that jazz. Then make sure to get the electrical connection through the inside, because this is the top dude. All right, Bob, pull it a little tighter. We're around the drive on the back. All right, there we go. All right, so that's good. And then while you're underneath here, go ahead and rehook up your drive belt and tighten this sucker back up. I can see that thing's still loose there. Oh, uh-oh. Bob's getting a little loose. All right. Okay, so we got the rear end taken care of. Now let's loop back underneath and see what Bob's doing here. How's she look? All right, gang, just to show you the routing real quick. So the middle of the belt went between these two pulleys here. That's the first step, and shove that all the way to the back. And there's a little holder that it's going to slide through, and then it slips over the PTO like we just showed you. And then when it comes out of these two, then it wraps around, and your next step is to put these over the wheels. So hold it like so, and then we're going to go underneath here and show you how it slips over the top of the hydro gear itself, and that's what's going to give you your power. All right, you can see right there, Dr. Bob put me in perfect position for success. Look at that. See, I told you he has chubby fingers. All right. All right. I feel attacked. All right, now this one was easy. Now, most of your hydro gears are going to have fans on top, but I can see for some reason this one spun off. We were probably running just too much horsepower through her. So you're going to go ahead and loop those over both sides and then come back on top. I can see here. So it goes through the middle, comes back around over each hydro gear, then over here. And your last step is going to be to hook up the spring. Now, you want to hook this through here first before the spring. And then, let's see. So we're going to go ahead and hook up the spring. Let's see if Bob can just muscle it this time. Look at that. So You can use the extension right there to tighten her up, but also you can just muscle it if you're a big, strong fellow like Bob and go ahead and hook her up. So we have got it hooked up, and now you go ahead and just like you took off the belt, just go ahead and put your belt back on. I'll do a whole different video on the drive deck belt, but I think it's time to turn and burn, Bob. What do you think? Let her rip, Tater Chip.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Ain't first, you're last. Yes, sir. All right, let's see how she works. Stay with us.